Yo, everybody, it's Bugsy after a long day of, well, I know it looks like I came into my condo, but, literally, quite literally, folks, I was in my, I was in my space bathroom, uh, doing, you know, filing, dropping kids off in the pool and filing a huge load of taxes. Just just don't worry about it. And also, anybody that uses it, just you might want to use spray in there. You know, let's just say that toilet wasn't always like this. Okay, at that ankle, and I think I just shifted it like 5 different times today alone. Anyways, so you're probably wondering to yourself, Bugsy, Bugsy, what's up with you? Well, I found out that Ken Penders, he lied yet again. He said that he said that Knuckles and Julie Sue wasn't really they weren't really important to to the to the Laura Sue to the Laura Sue Chronicles. Actually, let me read that again because I want to make sure I got this right. I think he said Laura Sue wasn't important. Laura Sue was never going to be the main focus of the Mobius 25 years later story. Then why is it called the fucking Laura Sue Chronicles? You know, Ken is just a constant fucking liar because there's another tweet that a person by the name of Beyond said, saved this tweet for us, and I have my one of my friends archived the tweet too, so I'm gonna put it in the description below, and you can look for it. You can look at it yourselves. It occurred to me that Knuckles the Echidna has become a major player in my forthcoming graphic novel, Laura Sue Chronicles. People said I didn't own my own stories, and look how that turned out. You know, look how that turned out. You backed away from suing Paramount because now we all know the truth, and now you're just going back on your word because legit you know you can't win. So explain to me, Mr. Penders. Like, in all honesty, explain to me how any. Explain to me how your blatant lie. And let's be real, it's very blatant that you actually fucking lied right now. It's very evident that you lied. But, whatever, man. All this. And I found out people, they do still reference. Wait a minute, I'm sitting down. Like, what the fuck? I can't move. But it's pretty evident you were lying, and now since you don't have the element of, and like seriously, what would you have done if you literally went to court with Paramount and they found out that you really don't own any of these characters and you settled out of court? Like, what would have happened to you if you did that? See, that's the thing. When you lie so much, you believe your own bullshit. So yeah, it just proves to me once again, Ken Penders is just always gonna lie, and he's trying to backpedal from a lot of the shit he was saying, like a lot of it. He's backpedaling a lot of it. I looked at some of his other tweets, and it says, and I quote, "Oh wait a minute, no, this one's about music. There's something else here. I literally think he deleted the last one. That's why I found something that's actually interesting. And I'm looking at the Laura Sue artwork. It still burns. Why did he think this was good? I will never understand. Yes, make everything human and weird. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It just like pretty much that was the only thing. I thought I had the other stuff. He also said he met George Perez in Miami. I don't know if that's real or not. He probably did or probably didn't. It's hard to tell when this man lies, lies like a rug, or lies like my freaking carpet. But you know, it's like it really just really I will never understand people like Ken Penders who just have the have the have the fucking just threw it on to just lie like this. And look, okay, and here's another thing I found out. Let me go and find that. Hmm, where is it? Oh, oh, there's a Slick Goku thing with Lucy in it. I gotta make another video. I gotta get I gotta get Bugsy Prime off his ass so he can go do that one. But before I get out of here, I want to share something with you. One of the people in the studio, June, you know, actually saw my stream for High Slot Friend Sim, and like they must be so confused. That amount because because out of character from it, they have my own lore and stuff, and it's very tied in with Friend Sim right there. But but anyways, where were we? Hmm. You gotta look at the Ken Pender sits on a throne of lies. The reason I linked it in my original video so people can actually look at some of the points in the video. There it is. Mine's right there. That's right there. Okay, let me look at it now. I was trying to find this comment. So, Sega still acknowledges Chronicles making Shade, Nestor, Lord I. Cause I know it's a Roman numeral, but I don't know which one. My mind's trying to blink. And that unnamed pirate. They're all they're all owned by them, and they're along with Knuckles himself, to call his father, the seven official echidna characters. That's pretty much all Sega cares about. I don't think we need many echidnas. It would spoil the whole. It would spoil things. I'm happy since now the grounds are set for Shade to return, and if Sega wishes that's all that matters. They just haven't, despite, despite Ken claiming he owns her. And I found like there and Speed Digest, they break it down a little bit more than me and Jay Chance's videos, so go check them out. But now we know he fucking lied, man. And this man keeps backpedaling every day. Every day, guys. Every day it's like a new tweet. Like, no, I don't, I was never gonna put Knuckles in the thing. Laura Sue was never gonna be an important part of my little graphic novel. It's totally not what I'm doing. See, he's gonna think of another thing and another thing and another thing because he's gonna keep on hitting the reverse button. But yeah, Mass Effect, they were based on the Mass Effect ones. Shade is a nod to a certain female character from the series, who I forget, but Ken, who ripped off DC Comics and Superman with the female naming scheme. Yeah, well, actually, yeah, he did. And the others, I long since forgotten about. He did wrong. Just believes he believes that others wronged him. He's basically right. He was basically writing as though he wished he was writing for DC Comics. A lot of fans praised him. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a. It wasn't a bad time. It was funny, exciting. It started his rivalry. His rivalry with Ian started a long time ago. Because, but you really want to know why he started his rivalry with Ian? Because Ian was doing all his concepts way better than he was. You know, all the robotic robotic or Eggman enslaving the echidnas makes more sense because it's still the Robotnik that basically roboticized. Because Robo Robotnik is a Robotnik that roboticized everybody. So he's enslaving people. That's what he does. He's a, you know, he may look like Eggman, but he's still Robo Robotnik, and he's going to be a dictator and try to enslave people. It's just what he does. People forget that. But, like, people blame that on Ken. Only point I shall give. Okay, now, back to what I was saying. Where was I? Started there long ago. He was reluctant to discuss the rifle plan. So lots of information I can't remember when he announced to reset Knuckles when he was green. That was fun because he had to explain to his fans he didn't mean he was literally resetting him. He was just getting rid of green Knuckles. He was kind of ordered if I recall. Ken basically disliked it when the Knuckles comic went bye-bye, as he was forced to complete what he was forced to complete to compete with other writers and artists in the main book for less work. He had an entire comic to himself pretty much, but the sales dramatically dropped off towards the end of the comic's run, which I guess he means the Knuckles comic, which is true. I actually did some research. Yeah, kind of did. They didn't really start doing tie-in comics until Sonic Universe and that. Until Sonic Universe came along, and the rest is pretty much history. But pretty much, and And I hate Kim for a lot of. I don't like Mr. Penders for a lot of reasons. He basically said, "Hey, Ben Hurst, you ain't like." He basically was like, he told like Sega Japan like, "Hey, he's trying to take Sonic. He's trying to take Sonic away from you guys." All Ben Hurst wanted to do was make Sonic M season 3, or at least the movie. And B.W. Roses would say, "Well, guys, we got a movie with the Doomsday Project." I'm like, that ain't a movie. At best, it's like a made-for-TV movie. I'm just mad that Ben Hurst. I'm just mad that Ben Hurst, was in a coma and then died and never got to complete what he got to complete. And I thank season. I thank Team Season 3. I mean Team Season, because at least they're completing what he wanted to do. And all Ken Penders is doing now is just clutching onto this fucking comic for dear life, because he don't want to say that maybe doing all this shit was a bad idea. Maybe suing them initially just for them to shut down the comic was a horrible idea. Well, I mean, they didn't shut down the comic. They made the reboot, and people like the reboot. But I'm just saying, after the reboot happened, a lot of people just dropped off from the comic. I used to go into a lot of forums, and yeah, people were saying we're dropping from the comic. They took the characters that we were following, that we cared about, so we're leaving, and that's just pretty much what it was. And they blame Penders for it, and I still blame him for it. I blame him for that and Ben Hurst, because he always has to be the center of attention. Ken Penders always has to be the center of fucking attention with people every time. You can't just be like a regular person and just be humble the fact that he's still, yeah, humble that he's still doing what he's doing and probably getting paid for it. But no. Even though he does, from what I still know, he does still do freelance work. And he should be happy that he was never, like, fucking blacklisted. I don't know. For all the stuff that Ken Penders has done, everybody, can you tell me if it's even possible to get blacklisted for that? Because I don't know. But yeah, now I know that like he does not own any of the characters from Chronicles or anything like that. Will we ever see a Sonic Chronicles Part 2? Because I'll be the only. Let's be honest, I'm gonna be the only one that actually gives a fuck. I mean, some of us will, but other people just didn't get into it. Even though I felt like it was the most archiest thing that they could have ever made. And I still think about the potential of Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood being an actual, RP series that would have lived past the DS. I still think about that. Like, it could have been the new extended universe for Sonic. Because we were able to have SWAT bots, because we thought SWAT bots were off limits back in the day. But then we saw them in freaking Sonic Chronicles and we were like, word? I mean, I'm not expecting the Freedom Fighters to just come in and be like, yeah, Sonic, let's do it to it. But, man, I just think about the potential of that and I just go, Ken ruined it. Ken ruined it because the man always got to ruin everything that any of his fans want. The comic book, because he wasn't in anymore. Ben Hurst, because his ideas were actually probably way better than Sonic Armageddon. Have you guys seen those freaking pictures from Sonic Armageddon. It looks so bad, man. Like, Mobius gets destroyed, they're on their ship, so what does that imply? Are they just all in the ship? They're just like, well, this is the Freedom Fighter Enterprise. Star date. Well, I don't know, man. Juice and jam time. I'm just. It's like. It's like Ken Penders will always just kind of see. Ken Penders will always freaking lie and do all this stuff, and all the people that are still like shilling for him. I just gotta tell you, man. You guys gotta stop. We all know that this man has done wrong. He keeps on lying, guys. And trust me, I ain't gonna support a habitual liar. He was acting all big and bad, saying he was gonna sue Paramount. And now that we all know the truth, look what's happening. He's backpedaling. He's backpedaling like those idiots from IGN when we all put our foot down and was like, hey, y'all have always hated Sonic from the beginning and all this other shit, and they backpedaled. You know those guys who did that, like, Sonic was never good? I don't even see those, like, whenever I see IGN, I don't even see those motherfuckers anymore. They're probably either still there or they all left. Either way, they backed off. And that's the thing. We all found out the truth. Like, AWF found out the truth, and now we all know how dirty Mr. Penders truly is. And to Mr. Penders, I want to say this to you. I want to say this to you, sir. You didn't have to do all this. You didn't have to destroy the comic. You didn't have to do any of this. We could have still had the comic. You could have just moved on with the rest of your life. Probably getting on to other comics. I bet you even in the comic book industry, no one wants you. Probably not a lot of people want you around because now they know that, yeah, you make up shit. And if you're like, well, Bugsy, I still have a benefit of a doubt. Well, let me just tell you this. If you look at Speed Digest, they have the court records of everything with Ken Penders. And literally, it proves beyond a shadow of a doubt, he does not own them. So, whatever else you want to say, it's done. He's done. And I'm done with this until he says something even more stupid or heinous. And here are my last words to you, Mr. Penders. You really could have been one of the greats. But you squander it. You know? Being stingy and that you're being stingy and just literally just took those characters. You sued like Sega and BioWare where you could have sued the actual writers who actually did that to you. Or what you think. But no, you wanted to stick it to Sega and Archie because Sega and Archie allowed this to happen. Once again, but you know, you could have been a lot of things, Mr. Penders. But you'll always be known as a guy who stopped the dying man's legacy. A guy who had lied for many years. Also a guy who muscled in on someone's fan project. It was muscled in on someone's fan project. It was like, yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to tell you, yeah, you guys going to have to pay me when you use the character now. Or, For us Scourge fans out there are a few of us, thinking that Scourge's scars were a tattoo. Because Scourge got that from Locke, but you don't even want to read something that another person. You don't want to read something that another writer has touched when it comes to one of your characters. I say in air quotes. To even get any context. Like I always say, context matters. I know with your NDA you probably couldn't say anything, but implying that you won is a little is a little bit big of you. Isn't that kind of you breaching your NDA? You know, isn't that breaching your NDA that you couldn't talk about it, but literally you embellished like you actually won? I don't know who owns the characters now, but I'm glad that they're not in your hands anymore. Peace.